Hi there. This is a Link to the Past Randomizer daily race here on Speed Gaming number 2. We have some really good, really good runners here. We have Wall Kicks and P Train. Today is Crosskeys, Progress Runner, and Shaken. How are you doing?
Hello, friends. It's gonna be a good race. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so excited because I love Wall Kicks and P Train racing together.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Most because I love P Train's timer because that's my honest favorite. Today's also a cross key, so it's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, if you've seen the league, if you've seen the league, you know what this is. This is crossworld, entrance shuffle, and key sanity. So in addition to all of the base items that we have already, we have shuffled maps, compasses, small keys, and big keys into the main pool. And we're getting started here.
Same route to start off? Also, he drinks spray.
Yep, this is Petrine's bobblehead link rather. That's something he created just because it's a little bit funny. His channel shows that yes, even copying pasting stuff does make it for amusing sprites. Just using the game's internal the game's built-in change for built-in thing for moving Link's head up and down.
It's so funny.
Yeah, this is the most common start you see with cross keys. We see that this is we do find the thief drop down from the useless fairy drop down. Yeah, this is a common start because you'll get to set up you'll get to first check out one entrance, and then you follow up with another. You follow that up with a entrance check for the drop down, and then you follow that up directly to a hold a hand for 225 rupees.
Free money.
Yep, free money is always nice, especially in a mode like this where you have to be very you have to take a lot of good notes for this kind of mode, because tracking all the entrances and where they lead out to, if they're important, that is, can take up a lot of notes.
Oh yeah. I know that the potion shop is what it's called. Potion shop was actually just a useless fairy entrance, so not Saha's hut in the village. Saha's house.
Something like that, yeah. And we see one of the connectors for wall kicks, and it didn't lead to anything, but it does it's actually currently a nice position for nice little check for wall kicks, because it directly falls into a drop down too, in fact.
More fairies.
Okay, so from the sync check, we saw that that was the lumberjack ledge, and that was a small key, so it is currently glove locked. Now, here's one of the more important things. If lumberjack ledge has Ganon, then guaranteed we have to find Aga Tower and then kill Aga at the top. From the Smiths, we saw that there's the laser bridge from Turtle Rock.
That's an interesting entrance.
Yeah, that is an entrance that you can take. P-Train heading to the back of the tavern. This is the only entrance in the game that you enter from the back, so it is not shuffled. And looking like Aga isn't required to complete the game here, because that is the uncle drop down.
Ooh, Turtle Rock big key, and the compass to Meyer.
That's nice. Considering that we found that the Turtle Rock entrance to begin with, we get a small key. The only one the only one that you pick up in that dungeon. I think that's nice because it's good, and when you have a fire source, and we don't know where Hera's at, so
yeah. Found a shop, which means buy bombs, which means more checks.
Yeah. And we found Harrow Castle from the right side in the tree gamble in Lost Woods.
Oh boy. Not sure which dark room connector that is, but that's a dark room connector.
Yeah, we did also see a sword from Wall Kicks around the mushroom spot, and there's Ganon.
And we found one of the rods. I didn't see which one though.
I didn't see what it was either, but
I just know it was it was either fire or ice rod. Just not sure which of the two. Ice rod. Chad is saying ice rod.
Okay, cool. And because of that sword pickup that Wall Kicks had found, it's going to go immediately check the front of escape. That's totally respectable, considering that you don't want to lose anything from. You want to use up all your bombs. And you have a sword, so it's consistent damage.
Yep. From the desert area. From the desert area.
Yeah, and looking like Peach Rain had identified it as it could have been one of the two, because Peach Rain knows a bit more about the dark room connectors and doesn't have to, unlike me, where I have to rely on either an audio cue, especially if it's the return cave. I can't for the life of me figure out where to go up and down when there's these holes along the edge, along the side of the on the way to the diagonal exit.
Oh, Bikita Meyer.
We take those.
Right. No. Hold on.
So, okay, Peach Rain heading into the oh, hello.
Hi, Smiths.
Yep, that's the Smiths. That is around the dam.
That's the Lightware Dam.
Yep. As in a water thing.
But yes.
We have a GT Small from Zelda Cell.
Oh, back of skull. That's a nice find.
Yeah, that was out of Mini Boulder. That's out of Mini Boulder Cave. We can get this check here, and it is a very free spot once we have a fire rod and a sword to work with, or once we have a fire rod, because we know about the sword.
Yes. But it is nice to at least find that. I'm guessing Peach Rain took the intentional death there?
This was intentional, yes.
Okay. Because the Zelda Cell death. Okay. I stopped looking for 2 seconds because I was paying attention to Peach Rain.
Wall Kicks for the intentional death for getting to the back of escape. Yes, that is what it was. And Peach Rain, I think, just opted to save and quit.
Where was yes, and found Spike Cave in the Hedge House. And
there was also Hotel Mario from the Sick Kid area, and this swamp from the Kakariko shop.
That's one less thing to find.
Yeah, it's good to. It's one thing to find swamp, and it's another thing to try to find the associated check to get the to flood the water. Because in this mode, once you find the floodgate room, you just need to pull it and you're good to go.
Nice. Oh, hey, Blind. Is that
French vanilla? I'm pretty sure.
That is a French vanilla. I was like, would that count? You get why I stopped? I was like, does that count as French vanilla? But still, oh hey, Malagoo, $50. a map to Eastern, so that's some information we can have, and a map to Hera. Those are nice to have.
Yeah, as early as it is in the game, I think this is it's early as it is in the game. Also, there's a spot small. As early as this game is, having those two maps from the available to you in a spot that is really very and nice, very very early, is good to have. And we'll kick up into do some bunny walking here, and going into Skull. Skull Woods. Going to Skull Woods. Going to set up doing a fairy revival. Now this is considered out of logic. Also, we did find the air well in its regular location because the one thing that's interesting about this mode is that they shuffle the drop downs are shuffled amongst each other. That's why we saw Ganon what was normally supposed to be the thief drop down. And since there's like 7 or so drop downs in the game, it's very small. Also high burn up.
Jesus. And then a swamp small in Skullwoods. I was counting the drop downs and then just okay. Magic Bat, Ganon, Lumberjack, well,
Sank is also one of them. Well, and then we have
Uncle Drop. 6.
Unless I'm missing one.
We're definitely missing one, but I can't think of what it is.
Yeah, I know.
Thief drop down. Thief. I forgot
Thief drop down. Yeah.
I actually count the thief.
Also, I found a mirror from over on Wallkick's side.
And the small key.
Yeah, the small key is nice. It's for small. Oh yeah, the skull is small. Okay, yeah, that's inconvenient. So
that is a very much convenience.
So the good thing, and also one thing too about this mode is that, it's not obvious, but it's not obvious from here, but Wallkick's the Skull Woods checks, the Skull Woods entrances are also shuffled amongst themselves, which also includes the drop downs. So because Skull Woods is its own secluded own area that's not affected by anything else. So if we were to shuffle in those drop downs, I believe it would cause some problems. I don't know the exact details behind it, but it feels like it's gonna sound. It does sound like it would have problems. Small key for the dungeon, and that's big. It makes sense because in this if it's an entrance shuffle, then this small key has to be placed in the also I believe is using a slightly older bit of the logic where it's kind of like a hybrid from V30 of version 31 and version 30, where the small key for the dungeon has to be in Skullwood's pinball room, I believe. I don't know. I might be totally wrong about this.
I think you're right. Oh, sword!
Yeah, that was the sword that Wallkicks picked up from earlier.
We also saw Ice Palace, which was interesting.
Yeah, some nice checks, nice spots all the way around. I'll be quite honest.
We've seen a lot of dungeons.
Yeah, dungeons aplenty in this early game. But no Moon Pearl to so here's the thing. That swamp small and that mirror that Wallkicks pick up, that is out of logic considering the fact that Wallkicks opted to do a dungeon bunny revival. So just to even gain access to the room, and the logic does not expect you to do that. Also, hi Boots.
Hi Boots. That definitely was not what I was expecting there. I was like, okay, nothing so far. Laserbird's like, hey, here, have Boots at the end of me.
Yeah, which is good. Now we have we have exactly one. We have a couple of. We have exactly two checks that we can do. Currently. That's Bunk Rocks, and then the Bunk Rocks that is outside. That's just right next to Link's house.
Yeah. So now Wall Kicks was going to attempt that connector, but decided not to. Guess who's gonna see what's on Yeah, that's ice right over there. Okay. Check to see what's on Race Game before actually doing this, because it makes sense. But also check more entrances, because more entrances are good to know.
Yeah, and this one is still considered out of logic because of the mirror position. Now, if that mirror was not in a dungeon that was locked behind Moon Pearl, then that would have been totally within logic.
Yep.
So in that case, in that case, the now Wilkins could very much get that ice rod if he really wanted to, but it's just to consider. It's just for our knowledge, it's the sake of just being complete here and not like logic really cares. This is considered out of logic. And also to answer a question from Dragon Wizard, this is one of our daily races. It is not part of the league. No, this is completely separate from league.
Moon Pearl.
And there we go. So,
Speaking of Moon Pearls.
Yep. We found the Moon Pearl. That is now totally within logic.
No, we don't have a lamp or a fire source.
Oh, was it? Oh, did we? Unless Peach. Oh, I see why. Oh, yeah. Because I believe did Peach Ring go through the front and come out that way?
So when Peach Ring tried to do that back of like Dark Cross back of Escape bit, Wall Kicks died.
Oh, okay. So
he just didn't go back and try it again.
Yeah. So, so the way that I see it here is, it's
Peach Ring also stole the key.
Yeah. As according to Gingsy Girl, one of our trekkers. So of course with tonight we have Forgotten Toupee and Gingsy Girl, employing the one side gets a runner, the other side gets a runner thing that was seen in the main tournaments, or not the main tournament, the league.
The Moon Pearl was in the back of Escape in the far left chest.
Yeah, and this was this was obtained because Petra stole the key from the front and chose to take it through Wall Kicks and opted to, I believe, die just because he didn't find a key, in which, to be fair, times it seemed it is to be expected because considering the circumstance. So Wall Kicks ended up dying because of the fact that he did use the small key earlier. Also, hi Eastern.
Yeah, it was like between Eastern and Hera.
Yeah.
It just was hilarious. It was like right after we got the maps for both of them.
Yes. It's our
Hera's a crystal and Eastern is a pendant. It's the red pendant specifically.
Yes, the red pendant is the other red pendant, and then also the crystal. And yeah, and you didn't see the desert one because the way that these key sanity modes like specifically key sanity and also the also map compass shuffle and map compass small key shuffle is that in order for it to place the items, in order for it to work, the maps are shuffled out, and so to make sure it's not like the maps aren't completely useless. The prizes are hidden from the player until you pick up the maps.
Ooh. Because here is Ice Palace for. It's definitely concerning. There's a small key on Lumberjack. But it's also not as concerning as it could be.
Yeah, considering that the small key, it's just a small key. We know it's not the swamp one because we had obtained it earlier. It's still not in logic. Yeah, it's still not within logic because of because we need to find like a hammer or something to make that to put that in logic. Either a lamp or the Hyrule Castle small key and a fire source. Any fire source.
So we know it's not the small JD silver gun because we already have it. We have the Hera, the swamp, and the Skullwoods small keys.
Yeah. That was
Hello, Pod.
Pod's also a nice spot for this. Although, and yeah, Pod's one of the ones you'll be seeing quite frequently because of the fact that Pod has 6 small keys in total, and logically you need to have all 6 smalls for it to be entirely clearable.
Worst thing to put on Ped right now, GT Picky.
I reckon I would say that's true. Yeah.
Because I was like, until we know what our pendants are, GT Picky.
Well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't because there's not. We only know about the one. Ped is completely blown wide open. It currently could be literally anything.
Wait, speaking of that, Castle Tower small key.
Yeah, and Peachram is going to try and attempt to hover this over to this chest here. I saw that last time I was common. I saw this pulled off successfully, and Peachram does in fact get it successfully.
What a turn around small to reward him.
And the key to Mario. Okay, yeah, that is rewarded. Peachram will get rewarded for that hover. That is within logic, I believe. Yeah, it has to be logic.
So?
Yeah, because it's only ball locked.
Yeah, that is logic. Yeah, I was like.
Now that hover is really, really hard because you have to change directions twice. One to get to the bottom of one to move down into position where you can open the to the position where you open the chest, and then go back towards the right to even get onto the platform to even open the chest to begin with.
It's just such a nice hover.
It's a really hard hover, and I am not going to attempt to practice that anytime soon.
I haven't even attempted hovering yet.
I've only done the Moldern 2 hover, but I'm horribly inconsistent with it.
So do correct me if I'm missing a hover. Oh hey old man. And we don't need those bombs. But those are nice to know what they are.
This is also so this mountain is out of logic. Because we need a lamp for that. We need a lamp to gain access to this. But it doesn't really. They've been practicing Crosskeys for a long, long time. They don't really care about that fact.
Ooh, Paradox.
Paradox Cave in the Eastern Palace entrance. So we're gonna get 7. We're gonna get a total of 7 items here from this.
Hello. Hi, Hammer.
That brings that Moon Pro into logic. that is logical Moon Pro access and subsequently mirror access. Yes, because it's the hammer. Because we saw what it was the Smiths that started. It was the Smiths from the Sank spot.
Yeah. Do we?
Or Sank is on the Smiths Smith drop down, or the bat drop down.
Looks like we haven't. Oh, we can also check the magic button drop down now. What that actual like drop is.
Yeah, that is Sank. Or that is Sank / Back of Escape.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, GT. So Crosskeys takes Key Sanity and combines it with Crossworld Entrance Randomizer. Crossworld Entrance Randomizer is you take your Light World and your Dark World entrances and shuffle them all together. So you could go through, say, Library and end up in Dark World Mimic Cave.
Yeah, and there's also the connectors can lead to Dark World. Can lead into the Dark World.
Vice versa.
Yeah. There's nothing as far as the main Key Sanity mode is concerned. It's just the same Key Sanity mode. It's just adding that extra layer of Crossworld entrance shuffle into the fold. Moon Pearl is in the Back of Escape. To answer Blade Calm in the chat.
Big key to Skullwoods.
Not to me, it sounds like it. Considering where the Swamp Small and the Mirror is at, that is a tilt I can imagine P-Train that Big Key is craving for P-Train to head down to Skullwoods.
Maybe.
No, there's nothing.
Cool.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it because the actual entrances to get to actual entrances for Skullwoods are practically vanilla. The middle room is on the right entrance, and the middle and left ones I believe are either they're completely the same and it's completely vanilla, or they're shoveled. They're swapped.
I think they might be swapped.
I haven't checked.
We were just over there. Oh, hey.
Oh, that is very convenient, Flippers.
Did he just give...
Yeah, it's convenient.
I'm sorry, I looked at my phone because I got text about tomorrow night.
Convenient Flippers much? Very convenient Flippers?
Wow, very good. Saturday. Jewel, I swear to God, I'm gonna fight my friend. Do not do this to me. It is New Year's Eve tomorrow. I do not need you.
Yep. Yeah, it is. This is the second to last daily for 2021. With tomorrow's daily will be the last one for 2021. And the dailies will re-pick up on January 2nd of 2022 with the open weekly. Tomorrow is spoiler open. For the VOD, this will be tomorrow, Friday, December 31st, 2021. Oh, and there's a big key. We'll see what that leads to.
Big key goes to...
Okay, yeah, that ends up being a really good dam. Very, very good dam. Spoiler open, as in you get a spoiler log, and you get a spoiler log, and you have to route in the entire you have to route an open seed.
I'm so confused.
I don't know if for some reason my blue voice is acting all screwed up with its capture with the noise gate, because I've been trying to play around with the noise set the voice on the big key, her big key for Hera rather. I don't know why.
Big key for Hera. I heard you say spoiler.
Yeah,
I
spoiler
didn't
open.
connect it to chat with the toilet open until I realized that they were asking you.
No.
I was like, I was like, at first I was about to lift my headphone to make sure that nothing came through my side.
No.
And then I realized, no, it is just Miss here. You're fine.
Is it really 4 in the morning for you? I am so sorry. You need to get some sleep eventually.
Please, dude. That now makes more sense. What's Waterfall Fairy? Come on, Angels, what you at?
Just a fairy. Nothing too special here.
What fairies? Like, I didn't realize how many fairies were in the game until Crosskeys and Mickey.
Yeah.
Okay, we've seen a lot of Mickeys.
And this is really good. Actually, this is really good because we've at the nearly at the halfway mark. We've seen 5 big keys in total.
And a bottle.
I mean, we'll take it. Even if
that's the third bottle we've seen now.
Yeah, even though it's a steep price for it, but it is a bottle. It's safety.
Decent big key.
That is depending on where the depending on where Thieves Town is, and if it's a crystal that's very much required, that could be very much required rather. Wallkick's picking up his own hammer.
Wait, doing the paradox cave time. It took me a minute to remember English language.
Yeah, and so that will give Wallkicks the Moon Pearl because that is within logic.
I just realized P-Train can do Spike Cave.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be recommended.
I mean,
there's no hook shot.
If you get bottles like red potions, it's totally doable.
He has a green, and I think I'm not sure it was a fairy or a bee he just got out of that bottle.
He got a bee, which as far as we're concerned. Oh, hi. And arrows. Okay.
So in this mode, GameX player, we've actually seen Spike Cave, which is is nice.
Oh yeah, we need gloves, right? Oh yeah, right. Because
we do need a glove. We do need a glove. We need a glove. I forgot about the end of it. I need to forget about the end of it.
That's why. I can believe. To be honest, I'm going off of like me having coffee. So, I said to myself, this is gonna be I said to myself, this is gonna be a really bad idea.
And yet you still joined me.
So yeah, you need a glove. Otherwise, you can't open up. You can't lift over the big rock, the big stone.
Map the swamp.
I mean, we'll take the silver. I mean, either way, we'll take the silvers.
Absolutely, yeah, but that's still kind of funny.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's considering the flipper's location of being right on the floodgate chest, being very, very convenient, no less. It's nice. However, P-Train still has to get to Skull Woods to get access to that swamp small and to continue further. Yes. P-Train has not been in the general vicinity of Skull Woods. Yeah, but Wallkicks has that bit of advantage as Wallkicks is heading into Misery Mire because we did find that.
So the C next to P-Train's magic meter is a most recent update with this version, which means crystal. If it shows a P, it'll show pendant, but that will only show up if we have the map for the location.
In key sanity modes, yes.
In key sanity modes, yes.
In any other mode, it does. It only identifies the all it does is only identifies whether or not it's a crystal or pendant. But however, the one thing that is different, as you can see, there's the little P symbol for the pendant dungeon. The only thing that it doesn't tell you about is whether or not it's the green pendant or the 5-6 crystals.
You just know it's a crystal or a pendant.
Yeah, it just tells you if it's a pendant or a crystal, regardless if it's the green pendant or a 5-6 crystal.
A lot of compasses.
Yeah, and that was a very recent change to version 31. This was actually a carryover from the door randomizer branch.
There's the Ice Palace one, another heart container. I don't remember if we were at full health or not.
I can't tell.
If P-Train was at full health when he picked up that heart container. Get that wording. Because he's picked up 2 heart containers and he's been, like, I know the first one he was actually at 3 hearts and then went to 4, so it was just like, I don't know if that was same card or not. Blue mail! I have to remember that P-Train is just a bobblehead.
Yeah,
that is not the traditional Link sprite, it is a bobblehead.
Yes, this is actually a creation of P-Train's. And all he did was just copy and paste the standing sprites for Link, and just copy and just did that change, and that was it. And also changed the just a standing sprite, no changes to facial expressions or whatever. It's just a bobblehead, and it uses the game's internal systems to move the head up and down.
Because my brain is like, oh, that's just a normal Link sprite. It's like, no, it's a bobblehead. There is bobbling going on, but you only really notice it when he's not dashing.
Yeah, it is amusing, and I know P-Train has been using this a lot. Now, originally he was using I believe it was the modern Link sprite.
I think
not
it was
the parallel worlds one. Yeah.
It's either modern Link or it was the Minish Link.
I know Minish Cap Link is something that Fear Agent uses. But I do believe I want to say it's either the Parallel Worlds Link or the Modern Link. One of those two.
Is it Fear Agent who's the little teeny tiny Link you just see in the little bubble?
Yeah, Minish Cap is the one with it's just Link. It's very small, and he has there's a little bubble that shows Link's head.
That's one of my favorites, but it's like the worst to play with if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, and the prayer is just as low. I think just poking Link in the head, I believe.
It's just teeny tiny little Minish Link, and I adore it so much.
Yeah, Wallkicks will still need to head over to the back of Escape, because that is where Wallkicks gained his Moon Pearl. It is well within logic.
It is absolutely in logic. Oh hey, hi Cave. What kind of hype will it be? Small key to thieves? Some money? Some bombs? And a bug net? Okay,
so the Thieves Small means you can now full clear Thieves Town once we find it.
Once we find it.
Yeah, as soon as we find Thieves Town, that will be a full clear. So it's so far not it could be worse. It could be a worse hype cave.
Oh, absolutely, it could have been a worse type game. I'm just now, as the further we get into this seed, and the more we have just genuinely have not seen this Thief Sound is like kind of concerning a little bit, but at the same time, no, it's not.
It's so early. It's still really early to call. We have a lot of keys to find currently because Desert Big is required. GT Big is not required because of where the mana drop down's at. Mire is required. Well, Mire could be required. Ice could be. Ice doesn't really need to. Does not need to be required. For the sake of just completing the dungeon, because either A, you do Ice Palace Bomb Jump, or B, you do Icebreaker, and most people and especially given the state of the game so far, option B is the most common one.
Especially since we have Canis and Maria.
Yeah, and we have Samaria. So we got Samaria so early. It's that even adds to that belief.
I just realized you could have grabbed a fairy there. Waste the bee and just grab a fairy. Got a bug net. Got a bottle.
Yeah. That is something nice. Oh, hey, vanilla. Ice and swamp.
Ice and
vanilla. The vanilla bomb shop. Talk about.
Like, wait, that's what I was like, the seed is just like, hey, I'm gonna give you some vanilla to like balance it out. Hey, Hasaha. And green pin in his desert.
Okay. That's some good info because actually that and the desert big is here just right there. Perfect. Perfect. And
it really is.
And the best thing about it too is that we have total access to it because we found a Mire entrance. And Thieves Town is right here too.
Oh my god, we found Thieves Town.
Also, P-Train's going to at least attempt to hover Hookshot Cave.
I mean, honestly, I don't blame him if he does.
Yeah, this is rewarded.
Oh,
that is a fire rod. Oh, wow! Checks left and right. Okay. So a hook shot is required for it. You need that hook shot to get that glove. Powder as well.
And that powder. Okay, game. I see you. I see what you're doing. I appreciate it. Do not ask where the accent came from. Quack? What?
Quake Medallion was in Thieves Town.
Okay, I was like, wait, what? I was like, what? I was like, I missed Quack. I missed the Quack.
Yeah, Quake Medallion was in Thieves Town. I didn't mention it because of the powder, because I was talking about the glove and the powder, and then immediately following that glove was the fire rod. So that's a lot of information, and we also got a really useless map out of it, which is Highway Council's map.
Maybe that is possible. Help me on that username because you see I'm reading it and I'm sitting here struggling a lot more than I knew I would be.
Coltol? I think that's the best way to pronounce it. As far as we're aware, this is our only glove we know. If we find a hook shot, if we find a glove before that, Coatl, I don't know. Coatl, I guess. I don't know.
You will get nicknamed like 3 different things this whole time. I hope. I adore you. I will fight.
Coatl, okay.
Oh, god damn it. I was like, until
I was right the first time.
Oh, hi, Judge Game.
So this will be. So we're going to be doing. We are going to be doing. Some. We're doing some. Super Bunny for this. GT
God dang
big.
God dang it!
Oh, this. Okay, so this is a very, very loaded buyer.
Is a loaded Meyer. Like that might. Okay, hi, more Turtle Rock.
Yeah, this was the Turtle Rock that we got from. This was actually. We got the front of this was. We got access to Meyer from the from the Turtle Rock entrance. With Volcans following it. So, yeah, fully within logic.
Yeah. And I was about to ask, what is Wall Kicks doing? And then I remember he's a bunny.
Yeah, you have the Dungeon Bunny revive. He's out of logic in this case. But eventually, Wall Kicks will have to go and get that Moon Pearl from the back of Escape because
He'll eventually find it.
Yeah, because it's because he does have access. He does have logical access to it through Hammer.
He has so much he has access to.
And so the which actually, speaking of logic, the logical access for that small key on Lumberjack is still unknown. For all we know, we need to find a hookshot.
Yep.
P-Train is going to go ahead and steal the small key from the back of Desert, because we did find that.
Honestly, don't blame him, because the way he finds the front of Desert.
That is a common thing, yes.
Or we just find the small key for Desert anyway.
Okay, then that's actually, yeah, that completely ignores that entire problem for Wall Kicks. It ignores that entire problem outright. But for the sake of P-Train, he doesn't know where that is. So this is a heads-up call to make sure he can get the front, but he will still be reliant on that small key to even finish it. Although that again is for a green pendant, which we know where Saha is. It doesn't hurt to. It doesn't. If you find it, you can at least hold for the small key and then just come. And then once you find your fire source, you get to fight this. You'll get to fight him and then get the green pendant reward.
I'm trying to think of what could be on Pet. Like little knowledge. Hi, Agatower.
Okay, so that's good because we do have that small key available. We can get both items. Although one of them is out of logic at the moment. Flute.
Hi, Flute.
So that's currently fast travel. If we find the mitts, then that becomes Meyer access for P-Train.
My area.
Yeah, Meyer area access for P-Train. To be more specific.
Also, Turtle Rock was that Quack?
Turtle Rock. It looks like from the tracker it is Quake. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is only for the entrance to check. P-Train looked like he was having a little bit of trouble with that dark room, but he does have that fairy, so he will at least be able to keep going here. This one's a little bit complicated because I have never attempted to practice the Akka Tower dark maze without a lamp or something. This is I know the general area for it. I just don't know if he's in the right position though. I doubt it, but
yeah.
Although actually, since Wall Kicks has up that fire rod, which was from Thieves Town, that does actually mean with once Petrin does get that big key and that fire rod, that means green pennant is available.
Yep. Also, not the Mounties is a joke within the Link to the Past randomizer community to call Quake Quack. I forgot I don't actually know the lore behind that actually.
It's just a ninja. Don't really like go any further with that.
Yeah.
But Peter did eventually find it. It was just bombs though. So we're done with Aga Tower. Yeah, we're actually done because the lumberjack pledge is only just Uncle, and Aga's we don't need to kill Aga.
True.
I don't want to say anything.
I don't know what that's referring to.
The whole GIF and GIF argument. The whole GIF.
Flute!
Yep, flute activation for P-Train. So as far as completion is concerned, we have our ice rod. We have ice rod knowledge. We know where the the fire rod location. We found Turtle Rock's small key for wall kicks on the library. From the light world shopping mall, and P-Train is going to go ahead and check. It's going to go and get that small key. This is and like I mentioned earlier, this is out of logic. So, but P-Train's more than his ability to get that. It's the Hyrule Small.
It's the Hyrule Small.
I am trying to. Okay, so I'm trying to process this because now at this point, so you have to get that you have to get the hammer for logical access. If another glove is not in, if a glove is available that's not the one that we found from Hookshot Cave, then that's also another spot for it.
Yeah. So.
And P-Train, considering that he stole the small key originally from the front, he's going to go and check the back, which makes perfect sense.
Absolutely. And I'm not sure what chat has devolved into.
So this is one of the kind of the thing when it comes to these kind of modes. It is very hard to kind of piece together what's going on because if you join in late, because the entrance is unless you knew from the start of the race, you don't know what entrances are leading to where. So in this case, P-Train's more than is within his power to go and do this check. This will be out of logic for P-Train, although considering the fact that he stole the small key earlier, because that was where he got his Moon Pearl.
This is out of logic room?
He did steal the small key. And if now this is within this is those three were in logic, yes. But he would have to what he did was an out of logic play for getting that Moon Pearl. And if my train of thought is correct, considering where the small key was from Hyrule Castle, being on the glove that was in Hookshot Cave that requires hookshot, I believe it has to be out of logic, and here comes wall kicks with that Moon Pearl as I'm mentioning it.
This is some.
So the world is now the world has considerably, but now at this point with that Moon Pearl, Volkix has done a lot of checks, while P-Train hasn't done a whole lot, or P-Train hasn't. Well, P-Train has done some stuff, yes. He has done quite a number of checks as well. But Volkix, because of his bunny shenanigans, was I believe he was the one who did more stuff. And also now basically being, although it's still early to call, in terms of item and amount of checks items and amount of checks that it done, Volkix has is in good standing.
Kix has done more bunny shenanigans, while I think P-Train has done more
more playing around with the keys, yeah. More playing around with stealing keys. And
he's done more English language.
GT, here we go. So this now for P-Train's case, he won't be able to climb. He has one key to work with, which is more than enough.
Taro?
Yeah, this is a Tyrone play. I mean, that's fine. Also, yes, the bunny also does bubble because why not? Although to be fair, it's a 2 to 3 frame animation to begin with. So what is there even to do? What is there even to check? What is there to even like animate so that?
Yeah, it was like.
And chat is in a friendly debate about whether or not the GIF file extension is pronounced GIF or GIF. I don't really care as long as both of them are pretty much the same. Both of them are perfectly acceptable. You
just don't use the actually accurate historical pronunciation.
Yeah, we also found Master Sword off of Tile Room.
That's actually kind of nice. Wait, another map. Return to Rock.
Which is good because we're coming up to be really close to having our pendant crystal knowledge at this point. If Turtle Rock is a pendant, then we have our pendant crystal knowledge. Or it could be the same for pretty much every other one that we've seen so far. Also, P-Train did also opt to hover the this check. There's the lamp.
You need a hook shot.
Logically, yes, you logically have to upgrade the hook shot for this. Or no, wait, no. I think you can bonk to it, and then you can bonk to it, but then you have bonk to the parts of it. You can bonk some ways, but then you do need a hook shot for it to be completable.
You can. Yeah, you can't bonk the first platform.
There is a way you can bonk it, yes. It doesn't look like it, but there is a way you can bonk to the first platform. I believe. I've done it before. I've seen people do it before.
I thought it was just a bone jump. I didn't think it would be a bonk.
It is still an out of logic thing because you still need to bomb jump.
Yeah.
You still need to bomb jump over to you still need to bomb jump over, but you can bonk to you can bonk your way over to Firebar Room. That's where I was gonna go with this. You can bonk over to Firebar Room, but you can either A, bomb jump, or I believe I still think you can bomb jump this. Also, we did find Book and Mushroom from here.
Those are really interesting ones. With us saying we could do a ped check.
Yeah, at this point you can. Ped is still possible. You can ped check now.
What?
I believe. Do I still? Though it was from the Firebar Room, so It is within logic, I believe.
I think so, because if you can bonk that, then yes.
Koto, please stop.
I think you ignore chat if you can't tell. I just was like, once we got into this, I was like, never mind.
Ped is pronounced Pegjift. Oh my. Also, high hook shot.
Hook shot and bacon and pod. Map. Wait.
Samaria. It's Samaria locked, I believe.
So wait.
That's the logic for it.
Hold on. Yeah, okay.
It has to be Samaria locked. Because hookshot being on the right side. Samaria, we can get to the right side full. We can do a full right. And that leads to hookshot. And there's the glove. I did not see where that where P-Trade or Volkix entered from, though. That did lead to Dark Death Mountain, though. So I don't know if I think chat would be able to tell us whether or not where that came from, because, or one of our trackers too. One of those two. Because that is kind of that we were talking about the glove situation in regards to it, and because of that hook shot, that hook shot was Sphere 1 in GT. Sphere 1 right side GT. So Mario was close by.
So you can get to Firebar Room. The way
you can get the. I don't. I think the logic is you can bonk to. I think the logic is you can bonk to. You can bonk all the way over to through the Firebar Room, but you can't. But you still need a hook shot to get to the right side. But I mean, either way, it doesn't. That's a moot point considering the hook shot location.
Turtle Rock was a crystal. Swamp.
And the blue pen and blue pendant is on pod, so we have pentacrystal knowledge.
Yeah. Swamp was our 5-6.
Yeah, 5-6, and that was also with Ice Palace.
Yes, we got told those two. Ice Palace and Swamp are our 5-6 crystals. Pod is our last crystal. Is our last pendant. There we go. I was like,
yeah, and with that, we do have pentacrystal knowledge.
So with the crystal pendant knowledge of Eastern Pod. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm going
to put an end to this discussion right away because this is good. This is getting way out of hand. We're talking about rando, not like pronunciations and stuff.
Okay, Bombos was Meyer entrance. Thank you, Infrared. That's what I was trying to see. I know we saw the Meyer entrance earlier. I just didn't see the medallion necessary for it. So Bombos for Meyer, Quake for Turtle Rock entrances. There's the big key to Ice Palace. There's the big key to Ice Palace. We haven't seen the big key to Ice Palace yet?
No. Although it's not required. It's just for the big chest of ice.
Yeah, and I thought we had saw it. That's why. And now I lost my train of thought.
So.
I'm sorry, because that was unintentionally implied.
So that ice rod from the race game is required, which we knew from the starts, and it is within. We can pick it up. Skullwoods, we know. Obviously, we know it was clearable. We have a Swamp Small, so we can clear Swamp Palace. Harrow's already cleared. These sounds clearable.
I think
we should be in go mode at this point.
I think so. Entrance. There's an entrance missing. I think.
There's an entrance miss. I believe there's an. Oh yeah, ice is. We know where ice is at.
Yeah, we know Ice's location.
We know swamp. We know where Skullwoods is at. We know where Thievestown's at.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. And we know the gain and drop, right?
We know the gain and drop. Yes.
No, we don't know how to get some race gain.
We have mirror.
True, right.
We have mirror.
We're good. We're good then.
Yeah. It should be swamp's clearable, ice is clearable. We know where ice is at. We know where it's at. Turtle Rock, we have the back. We have the
we have enough of the entrances.
We have access to we have access to Laser Bridge. Hera, we've cleared. Skull Woods, we've cleared. Thievestown is clearable. We should be in go mode at this point.
I think we're in go mode, yeah. It might just be keys.
The key situation shouldn't matter at this point. Ice is we can ice at this. We don't need the ice for. We don't need an ice. We don't need the ice pick key because it only opens up the chest.
Can the icebreaker that?
Yeah, and the icebreaker. We have Thievestown cleared. We have Thievestown crystal or Thievestown big key. The Swamp Small. We cleared out Hera already. We cleared out Skull already.
We have Mire now.
And we've got the Mire and Turtle Rock bigs.
Got the Swamp Small.
Yeah, we got the Swamp Small. That would
be. That
does bring us into no mode at this point because it.
Yeah.
But P Train will still need to get the hook. We'll need to get the Swamp Small, in which we know it's very accessible. It's just you just got to go into Skull Woods.
He needs to get both his rods too. His rods, his mirror.
Yeah, the fire rod we knew about early on. We know about these. We know about mirrors and swamps located. We know the mirror and swamp small are in Skull Woods, which is something the Pigeon has yet to pick up. Because he has not went to Skull Woods yet.
Where's he going?
He's going to Pyramid.
We never chat.
At this point, pets should not be a factor because we should be in no mode.
We're pretty sure we're in no mode. I'm
Because
genuinely trying to rack my brain to see if we're missing anything.
because
And if it's just wait, do we need the other glove?
glove shouldn't matter at this. I think gloves shouldn't matter. I know gloves do matter because of ice, right?
It was like we need the other glove.
We have GT Big Key, but since Ganon is on the thief shop down, GT Big Key does not matter.
We got both gloves?
We got both gloves. Yes, we found because Wallkick's got a glove. That was from the
okay.
Floating Island.
That's the one I missed. Okay, so yeah.
And then we got the one from Hookshot Cave, from P-Train side because he hovered to it.
Yeah, I remember the P-Trains. I did not realize Wallkick got a different Wallkick got a different one.
Yeah.
My brain was just like, you can't say those two words together at the same time. Stop. And I'm just like, please. What's his name? This is an interesting scene because my brain is genuinely still feel like we're missing something, despite the fact that I know we're not.
Okay, so I'm looking back at the VOD. Wallkick's got the fire rod, and that was like the spiral cave, which the spiral cave exit led to floating island, which led to the glove. So that is for all intents and purposes, that glove we found the glove that we found from Heat Train could have very well been Mitz.
Someone mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, that's why I brought it. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Oh, I remember it. Someone was like, that could have logically been Mitz. And I was like, oh, possibly. And then I just never thought about it past that point again.
Yeah. And we have the GT Big Key that was from the chess game that was in the Dark Agena cave. And yeah, at this point we should be very much covered in terms. We're just waiting to see what when Wall Kicks will go and get that hook shot.
And then when P-Train will go get his everything else.
Yeah. So actually, no. I take that back. One of those two could have. Because of considering the hook shot that we got, because the hook shot was from you have to go to GT, you have to go to the right side of. You have to go to do full right on GT to gain access to it. That means you could have either one of those could have been your first glove, because the fireball we picked up early, that was in Thieves Town.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm rolling with you now.
And
that means you could have totally gotten that. That means you could have totally got that hook shot, or you totally could have got that glove at any time after you finished that. And that in theory should means that it does not matter what the glove situation is. It could, though, once you get hook shot, that would be Wall Kick's Mitz. And conversely, that would be once P-Train goes to Skull Woods, or once he gets the fire out of Thieves Town and then goes to Skull Woods, he will be able to gain access to that glove from the Floating Island.
Wall Kicks, please.
Yeah, he's playing a little bit dangerous right now.
Like, I was paying attention to him a little bit, and then I stopped, and then, like, once chat mentioned him, I was like, why are you mentioning him? And then I saw his health, and I was like, ah! I'm curious on what's on Mushroom, since we did get it, and we did find where Potion Shop is.
It shouldn't matter at this point.
It shouldn't. This is just more curiosity's sake.
Yeah, for P-Train's sake, this is only so that for P-Train's sake, this is just a way to kind of follow up the. This is only a way for P-Train to just follow up with the. Just in case finds that bit of that nibble of progression that he needs. We are getting that pitch, I guess. Will again, it shouldn't matter because we are in no mode at this point. And it just pocket change, not couch cash.
So that's what.
Well, it's not 20 rupees for one thing.
Yeah.
Just tends to be the norm.
In this case, I'm not actually sure, but if I'm repeating, then you know it's your connection.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be a connection problem. I don't know, but we're fine over here.
Because they were asking if you were repeating over and over again, or is there connection?
No.
And I was like,
I'm fine. I tend to kind of sound like a broken record most of the time. Oh my, Kodal. I am.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, I don't think I knew.
They linked too. Right now, I'm slightly I'm kind of rich right now, but at least he's also more hungry too. If you like that kind of stuff.
Where's all of... Okay, you know what? I give up on everything. Petering is in Skullets.
Yeah,
And
which
is
is
taking
good.
checks. Because that means,
And that is good because that leads to mirror. That leads to mirror. That will lead to that will advance that bit of regression for him. That will get him to a glove. That will lead him, I believe, to if he were to continue this out, he would lead this. He leads into I believe he leads into like if he doesn't, he won't get the mirror. He could very much be. I'm trying to think here.
yeah, don't feel bad. I'm struggling right with you. Because it's Crosskeys and it is after midnight.
Now, I would write. It's hard for me to actually focus, try to get my thoughts straight because I'm trying to process this on the fly, and if I write something down, I would sound even more like stock. So,
Peach ain't got a mirror.
yeah, yes, he's got the mirror.
What else was in? Was anything else back here? No. Yeah, no. Nothing else was back in.
And also, it's like midnight. Saryu, please shut up. Oh my.
I saw that one coming.
The professor still needs some rendering. Shut. I'm going to cry right now.
I'm actually surprised we had not gotten this earlier, okay?
I'm going to cry now. Not really.
If you think about it, Renderer, be thankful at least came from somebody who has commentated with you before, I think.
Yes.
Rather than, like, you know... If you're gonna make us cry, at least make me cry with laughter. Just honestly.
So I guess at this point, I will say that this Kicks now in go mode. He does have that ice rod. He's now in the process of clearing out Turtle Rock. He will be heading over to Swamp Palace soon. Thieves Town is still next on the docket.
Oh god, I'm okay. I promise I'm okay. Just a lot of laughter.
Yeah, I'm this mode is really complicated, so I'm trying to I'm trying to best explain what's going on in terms of the logic, and it's really hard to process all that, especially when considering it's like midnight over here where
Midnight
I'm at.
and you're running on a cup of coffee.
I'm running on a cup of coffee as well. So yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just running.
Woo! Kicks' hook shot.
Why do you have an S at the end of your name, Wall Kicks? I hate it now. Is in Ganon's. Is in GT.
Yeah. That hook right, yeah, because that hook shot. So yeah, that's right. Yeah, not yet go mode because you need the hook shot.
Well, it's like I said, it's no mo for us. Also, hi Josh.
Yeah, ready with a party of 5.
I know we had a Ice Armor sounds, right?
It was on the Ice Armos fight, yes.
Yes, okay, I was like,
Hook Silvers were Silvers were early.
Silvers Silvers were early, but I think they were not Tyrone. That's all I can say is not Tyrone.
No, Talroom was a sword.
Which I don't think Kicks will definitely end with bacon, but not butter.
There's no way. Yeah, there's at max it's gonna be tempered.
And mostly because doing
Swamp first chest. That's what it.
Here we
That's
go.
right. That's right. Yeah.
I was like, I like both of us just were like, nope, where they were.
So.
Got that key.
I don't see Wall Kicks getting those silvers unless he goes in the swamp before he gets the hook shot.
I think he might, hoping hook shots just in swamp.
If it's that could be the case too, and that's what we kind of saw from P-Train to begin with.
Because P-Train was definitely hoping that they would be in there, and he was just like silvers, and we just started kind of having a giggle. Just like, that's not what you wanted to see, but those are nice.
Yeah.
Especially if he hadn't gotten another sword since before. I was like, oh, if he doesn't get another sword, silver's will at least be the nicer one. But then Temper decided to show up, and it's like, hey, I exist.
Yeah. So now, if P-Train does follow the does end up following that oh, we'll take that.
Oh.
So if P-Train does end up following the Turtle Rock play all the way to where Myers at, that will give him over to Thieves Town.
Which will then get him into. He'll do quite a bit of stuff with that, wasn't he?
Yeah, that'll give him Thieves Town access. That will put him into go mode at that point.
There's so many interests that I'm just now realizing we just never saw.
Yeah. This scene's definitely quick. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely, because it's like, as long as you pretty much just hope that's not a connector, and if it's not a connector, it just leads to, in this case, 2 quick checks. Or if it's a connector to somewhere you at least don't mind seeing. Oh. And Blind giving us our daily pun.
Yep, it's about bread and loaves and stuff.
And loafing around.
Or baking.
It's like,
when you're a baker, you don't loaf around or something like that.
Yeah, if you're a baker, you don't get to loaf around.
Are you guys having fun, chat?
I
just realized what they were doing with the alphabets.
Yeah, always be clearing dungeons or always be crystal dungeons. It really depends on how you say it. It's ABCD.
But it went to ABCDEFG, and I was just like, where are you going with this? And then I see HIJK, and I was like, and then it went to LMNO, and I'm like, So just like, I do appreciate it.
I'm trying to hold on to my every last bit of my sanity at this point.
You're not gonna do it with me on comms.
No, I mean, I'm not. I can put up with that. I will say this. I can put up with that.
Is it because of chat?
With me having basically, with me just not letting my brain slow down, trying to actually get my thoughts across, to like trying to figure out the logic for this thing. To like all the nonsense going on with chat. It's like, and with me being like, it's like me going on like a cup of coffee is like way too much.
Like I said, this is why I mentioned, I was like, you're not getting that with me because I pay attention to chat a little bit too much some days.
Yeah.
But speaking of volunteering, if you guys want to help out and volunteer on Speaking Me channels, you guys can sign up. Because we always need people commentating and tracking.
Yeah, it also, if you want to help on some of the back end too, that'd be always nice. like making bonds and all that stuff is pretty cool.
It'll help. It'll help. Team.
And yeah, as Kaladin is pointing out, yeah, it's Crosskeys. It doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't make any sense, especially if you're coming in late.
Crosskeys is a very I've not seen that done with Diver Down.
Yeah, that is a quick way to. That's actually a quick way to jump down without having to like use your sword or anything.
I've seen the Samaria. I've not seen the pick up the Samaria block.
Yeah, that's just to save a bit of time. I haven't done it myself. I don't because part of me doesn't care. But I know it saves time, like very marginal time, but it does save time.
It's time saved. That is just I'm sorry. I am just fascinated by that bit.
It is kind of cool. Some of the stuff that the runners do is really nice. Yeah, but except True Ice Rod Hunt isn't really fun to race, honestly. I mean, it's funny it's funny to do it like once a year, but like as like a mode to race on, no.
I think there are 3 things that are fun to do once a year: the 20 heart challenge for Valentine's Day, the True Ice Rod Hunt. Okay, 4 things. I will add 2 more things: the Halloween festive and the Winter festive.
Well, yeah, those are givens.
We don't do 100 tries for pieces. We don't do 100 tries for pieces once a year. That is every couple. That is I feel like torturing myself today.
Though technically speaking, there is a thing that happens once a year, which happens to be the 128 ticket hunt for the main tournament group stage reveals, and that happens once a year.
Just give us what?
Don't question.
I'm more trying to figure out the context.
But we're seeing P-Train fight Argus now. Still on the hunt for that fire rod. Could pick up the ice rod. But I'd imagine P-Train won't want to get that ice rod once he does find fire rod.
Oh yeah, we can open up the Mire entrance and the Rock entrance. We can open quite all the entrances.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter at that point because we already know. But in particular, Wallkicks needs to head over to GT, because you have to go to that full right setup. Now, conversely, you could also just go out of logic for it, but the logic doesn't expect you to go do full right.
Ah, that makes more sense. Thank you. I was genuinely just like, there's a context there that I missed.
I don't know if I don't slur my words. That's the thing. Well, it sounds like my words are slurred, but that's just I don't know. I doubt it's a speech impediment.
No. Given and gibbon sound exactly the same if you say it fast enough. That's the,
yeah.
I get that one now. But I was just confused, like, did I miss something? Did I say something? Because I've said some weird things.
No.
Yeah. But that one actually makes sense in this case, rather than the other conversations that I've been had tonight.
Yeah. And again, I do speak pretty fast, so that does also contribute to me just speaking way too fast for my brain to even process everything.
Our poor brains.
Okay.
PJ, where you going? Where you going, PJ?
hopefully this leads to hopefully this will lead to one of the Turtle Rock entrances, because or looks like this could be an Ice Rod pickup. Okay,
This is an Ice Rod pickup because
just
you grabbed the mirror.
preemptively picking it up.
Better pick it up now.
Better to pick it up than never. No, better to pick it up than never. Never. Not nether. This ain't Minecraft.
I want to play Minecraft now.
I've been playing Minecraft like a lot recently.
I haven't had time for it. We've gotten distracted.
Yeah. Oh, so okay,
Hey,
so
cool.
we will pick up silvers. Okay, cool.
I mean, you might as well pick up that chest because it's just right there. Oh, hi, sick kid.
Yeah, we saw this earlier. It's just
We
10
did?
bombs.
I didn't realize.
But that was on the other side of the brothers.
I guess I just didn't realize that wall kicks did sick kid because it was just one of those things. I was just like, didn't realize him. Never saw him. Ew.
It's like randomizer. You get stuck in it once.
I mean, to be fair, Minecraft does procedurally generate their worlds, so it is kind of like a randomizer.
There's also
almost.
a Minecraft randomizer.
There is, in fact, a Minecraft randomizer under the Archipelago brand under the Archipelago banner. We saw that there was actually a 2v2 tournament that was held during Speed Gaming Live. That happened earlier earlier in the year, like not very early in the year, but about a couple months ago.
A couple months ago, actually. I want to say about a month ago.
Probably it's like 3 or 4 months ago.
No, because we usually hold 2 months ago. 2 months ago. It was about 2 months ago.
It had been like that. Yeah.
2-3 months ago. I'm
one of
remembering
the
now, but
modes-
September, October is when we usually do it because
Yeah,
I have usually held it around my birthday.
Yeah, but one of the tournaments that we did, that the Speed Gaming Live tournament did, was a 2v2 Minecraft randomizer tournament match, tournament thing that was using Archipelago. Really cool thing, by the way. Like there's currently 11 games for it, which includes A Link to the Past.
That's so nice. And I do believe you're right in 4A that while Kicks needs GT, he's clearing swamp now. Yeah, GT clear swamp.
Yeah, it is just Wall Kicks needs to go to
GT first.
GT, go to right side, now being go mode.
Meanwhile, P-Train still running around. Trying to figure out things.
In his case, he's only looking for Fire Rod.
Yeah. Because he's looking for...
He's looking to get into my area, which is where Thieves Town was. And you can't just get those mitts just right away. Because this isn't overworld glitches where you can just clip your way into it.
There's Meyer.
Yeah, we saw. Well, we might as well get this out of the way.
Because he has to do it anyway.
It is required, yes.
I was really confused on why Wall Kicks did that, and I remember he didn't have a hookshot yet.
No hookshot. So that does end Wall Kicks' run through swamp here.
Yep. Because he needs a hookshot to finish off.
But he is close to he is close. He needs to go. He does have that Turtle Rock entrance to peruse.
He's gonna do Spike Cave here too, though.
Or not Turtle Rock entrance. He has to have to go to chasing. He has the flute. He activated here. He does yeah. All he really needs to do is flute to 5 and then enter the cave that's there.
Yep.
But will he is the question. I guess to say when will he, not will he, not will he. 'Cause
When
obviously
will he
at some
do
point.
it? Yeah. He
Here's
is
that
floating.
flute! Here's the flute!
Taking it to 5. Okay, that's okay. So I guess what he's gonna do, I believe, is just a proximity check, unless he just actively avoids it.
We'll see. I think he wanted to check that entrance to see, like, figure out what it was before
Yeah,
he.
it's a proximity check. So this is the correct place.
Here we go.
At this point, wall kicks will have to go to full right, or you could just go out of logic for it. It doesn't matter.
We'll see what he does. I was confused for a second on why wall kicks went to the right, and then I remembered, right, he needs to get
So
magic.
this is great for wall kicks because he will get that tempered sword here.
That means he might actually end in butter then.
Depending on how he routes it, he could get the gold sword. Either way, you still have to get this, and he does. I think he did. Okay, so he opened the door. I guess this is so that he could. Okay, yeah, this is good. He stayed within logic.
Because like, he also, needs the magic either way. Because
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. And I say he's saying in logic because you get a small key from the room after the compass room, which normally, if for those who do a left right or a left right left route, that is the one thing you get before you mirror away.
that key.
And yeah, so this is a full right from wall kicks. This is within logic.
When did wall kicks get a cape?
Cape was some place. I couldn't tell where. I can't tell if I think I missed it.
I definitely know I missed it. Jinxie.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know. It shouldn't matter either way because he will be in go mode in about 10 seconds.
Very much so.
5 seconds.
It's just more curiosity in this case.
Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. It just helps with getting through that room.
Okay, Bob, play nice, please. Thank you. That's featuring Kim Navidi.
Yep. That will be another crystal for Peach Train. We'll still have to go through Turtle Rock all the way through the front to get over to that mire area. And with that, well, kicks us down go mode at 137.40.
Whoop whoop. Because all he has to do is go finish that Swamp Palace and then off to go kill the pig.
Yeah, and considering where Swamp is at, this is actually really nice.
Oh, absolutely.
Like after you finish it, you're on a mad dash to finish to get to Ganon, which was from your deep drop down.
Like, you make it work. I am curious on why P-Train's back here in Pod? But I guess he is looking for the fire rod, so it makes sense.
Yeah, this for a Crosskeys seed, this is really fast. Like really fast. Now, and the thing about Crosskeys is that it is a very volatile seed, a very volatile mode. It could be as quick as like last we're seeing in here, or it could be as long as like almost 3 hours, if not.
It could be as long as another T seed.
And that's why times in Crosskeys is quite a wide spectrum. In other modes, you kind of expect somewhere around like around 90 minutes to 2 hours, especially a little bit like open and standard modes. Sometimes if it's a jet ski, it could be like as low as like sub-hour or like 115 or anything like that. But this is because of that range, it could be literally anything.
I've seen some seeds where I'm literally for like 2.5 hours and just in your life. What did I set up to order for myself again? But I have noticed these late night ones typically don't go as long.
It depends.
At least look at that. The ones I've commentated for, like these late night, like 11 p.m. Crosskeys dailies, I've not had one go over 2 hours. No, over 2 hours 15 minutes yet. Now that I've said it, though.
Do you know where P-Train's at? He's going through Total Rock. He's heading over.
Nice.
He's going to be going the whole 9 yards, going from the back, from Laser Bridge to the front. But here we go. Wall Kicks has all 7 crystals. Going to drop down into Ganon. The best thing about this, we never dipped Eastern. As far as we know, we never found. We found it, but we never dipped any further than that. We went into Pod, but again, we never did further than that. But we got the cane out of it. We did finish up Pod. We did finish up Desert, but it didn't amount to anything. But Wall Kicks, we never actually saw Desert's entrance, like Desert's inside of Desert. We saw the back of it, but never the front.
We saw the front because P-Train did the front.
There was a front entrance in Desert?
I can't tell you where it was.
If it's out of sight, it's out of mind. At least for me.
But yeah, Wall Kicks is definitely ahead here, and I can say the main reason why I can say that P-Train did the front is because I saw it was a compass on the torch.
Okay. So
that is the only reason why I remember it.
Okay, so then there must have been something that I completely missed. But it didn't really mean anything at all. The only pit dungeon you could not skip was Pod, and but it didn't matter either way because you didn't have the pin and crystal knowledge at the time. GG's in the chat for Wall Kicks.
GG's the Wall Kicks.
He will be finishing first on our restream with an official race time of 1:42.23. Finishing second overall with Zeruvian in first place with a time of 1:37.37.
Nice.
And it looks like P-Train will opt to forfeit out. I mean, I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either.
This go mode location is getting quite long. Or his Coke location may be slipping him, and he is in Mire, and considering he put off Mire for so long, it doesn't surprise him. It's not really it makes sense. I totally get it.
But also, hello, Wall Kicks, and GG.
Hello. GG's.
GG. Oh, so this was pretty quick.
Yeah. Sucks that Pod was the pendant and not Swamp, because I would have pushed a 120 if Pod was a crystal. But I mean, luckily I was able to find the hookshot. Like, being hookshot for Go and having 500 million things to do, always worrisome. But you know, luckily we were able to find it in a Sphere Zero GT that I didn't even go into for an hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the routing, the logic for this, I'm still trying to wrap my head around. Is namely in regards to the glove. We knew that the Moon Pearl was going to be pretty early because of that hammer. Because the hammer, we saw the hammer really early. And Moon Pearl was in the Bag of Escape. You had to get it off of that, or get the Moon Pearl from Bag of Escape through hammer, which put off for a while. Petrie opted to steal a small key from the front, and then continued and then went through the sewer to get to Bag of Escape.
It's a little interesting, but
Yeah.
My bunny shenanigans kind of really helped me this seed.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
I got to the fire rod and the flippers before the Moon Pearl, and yeah, it was that just helped immensely because the fire rod this seed is kind of unique in the sense that you had to go to the front of Turtle Rock in order to get to the mire area to get your fire rod, which I believe was in Thieves Town, and that led to your glove to kind of help finish off the seed. So yeah, the fire rod is probably the one thing, the seed that I could see tripping people up. Also, shoutouts to Zeruvian who hit the god route better than I did. I'll have to talk to Zeruvian to see what they did differently. I suspect that might be a skipping swamp. Because for me at the time, I was just going for density checks, and swamp was 5 checks, so it wasn't hard to go into swamp. But then after that, it was like, okay, let's look for mini Moldarm Cave, let's look for GT. And
Yeah.
GT just happened to be very close.
Yeah. Here's Petrie, by the way. GG, good effort.
GG's.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's
Yeah.
P-Train.
GG's.
I thought I was doing good until Zeruvian finished.
Yeah. He hit the god routes, and I was looking at the race stream, and before Volkix finished, and I'm like, really hit the god routes, and that was surprising. Fire Rod was in Thieves Town when you were close to it. It was in my area rather.
Yeah, I think what got me two things got me. So logic just absolutely blew my mind this seed. So I don't know how much they told you about my route wall kicks. I opted to steal the key and get Moon Pearl, which is kind of like a knee jerk. I was like, hey, let's just see what happens. I got the Pearl and actually almost reset to like save the key because I knew with Pearl there, Hammer had to be close by.
Yeah.
That didn't burn me that bad. I found Hookshot Cave and I hovered my first glove.
Oh, okay. That's where that glove is. Good to know.
Yeah, so found that glove. Then I go to GT and I hover all of GT. I get the lamp. I get the hookshot. I'm like, all right, so the glove has to be hookshot locked. Then I find the hookshot. I'm like, all right, hookshot has to be fire rod locked. And I get, I full clear the world until I'm convinced that fire rod has to be in pod. Like, it just has to be. There's nothing else left, right? Completely forgetting about Turok. I'm like, fire rod has to be. Then I find Bombos. I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's in ice. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not going, like, gloveless ice? Really? And then about that time, Zeruvian finished, and I'm like, oh god, it's Turtle Rock. And so I'm expecting to find like Fire Rod and Turtle Rock. And then I remembered that the front of Turtle Rock is a thing.
Yeah.
So I go to do that, and about the moment I cross through the mire threshold, you finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was. I mean, I did a lot of bunny shenanigans this seed. I don't know if you were listening when you came into the restream, but yeah, I bunny well, like I got into Turtle Rock, and then I took with the cane. I actually went to the front as a bunny, or walked out into my area as a bunny. Walked into Thieves Town, took the death to Bunny Revive, and get the Fire Rod. And I think the flippers were also in that area somewhere. So I had Fire Rod before Moon Pearl, and that led to me getting the glove off of Floating Island, which was at the back of Skullwoods. Lovely.
Yeah.
And Hookshot ended up being my go mode.
Yep. And it is interesting because it was pretty much just the battle of either key stealing or bunny routing. And it just happened to be that the bunny routing ended up being the major factor. But it looks like, though, with P Train, it seems like the key stealing may have sufficed that on top of hovering. But no, I mean it was an interesting seed. The logic I was trying to piece together the logic, and it just every time I try to piece it together, it just would not make any sense.
It was really it really weighed on me when I was routing too, specifically with Swamp. I was like, oh, do I really want to go to Swamp because I don't have a Fire Rod, which means I'm not supposed to have the hook shot. But then I remembered, I was like, well, but the front of Swamp isn't even locked behind that hook shot. So technically you could have Fire Rod on left side Swamp. And then I was like, well, where did I get the small key? And I knew I had the big key to Swamp. And I think I got that off of Landmo, which was fire locked because I had the lamp, but I wasn't supposed to have the lamp. And so there was so many things going on in my head, trying to figure out where this Fire Rod has to be, because for the longest time, if I could find the Fire Rod and I have access to Mire and Thieves Town, I'm in go mode.
Yeah.
But I had so few entrances left. I was like, okay, I'm gonna need those mitts. 100% I'm gonna need those mitts. So at that point I was kind of hyper focused on connectors, to the point where if I found Cape and Pod, I was just gonna bail, because I was like, oh, Bumper Cave is gonna connect me to Floating Island. Bing bang boom, done. I'm just gonna call it.
Yeah. It just ended up being the case where Fire Rod was actually ended up being where the mitts you had to get the mitts from, because you open up the back of Skullwoods, you go through Spiral Cave, and then you get your mitts from, because it spits you out onto Floating Islands. Which conversely meant you had to go into Thieves Town to get the Fire Rod to begin with, meaning that you depending on how you got your there was no way you get mitts. You can get glove, but no mitts, because it really depends on whether or not you get the hook shot first or you get Fire Rod first. Wallkicks ended up getting the Fire Rod first. That's where he got his glove. You ended up getting the glove from a hover, which from a hook shot means you had to get that from right side GT. You had to go full right for it to be in logic.
Yeah, I'd be really curious to sit down and actually figure out the logic of the seed. I'm not going to, because I am incredibly lazy, but I still think it would be interesting. I did so much bunny walking. It got to the point where I never even bothered to take logic into consideration. I was just focused on, okay, do X, Y, and Z. It was just slightly unfortunate that a pod was a pendant and not a crystal, because like I said, I would have pushed a 120 to 123 in that scenario.
If you dropped the 120 on this seed, I just would have cried.
Yeah, it would have been interesting though.
I've never felt so good and got my butt handed to me so hard.
Yeah, it's still interesting though, because like I mentioned, Ceruvian first place 137.37. That is insane.
Yeah.
That is a really, really good time, and it was pretty much basically. I was saying this before. This was really, really jets. If you can hit the guardrails, it's really jet.
Because it got to the point. I did the map check, so I knew going into Turtle Rock that I needed the hook shot, so I knew Swamp was a crystal. But in my head, I'm like, man, if Turtle Rock was the crystal and Swamp was the pendant, I'm pod small key for go mode, which was on Trinex, that I killed at 116 for my 6th crystal. It's just wild. So yeah, it was crazy. But thanks for the restream. Thanks for your commentary, P-Train. Thanks for the race. I'm gonna call it a night and kind of chill for the evening.
Get
Yeah,
some
same.
good
GG's.
rest. GG's to both of you, and to everyone who was in this daily. Thank you all for chat, for being here, and for being as chaotic as you were.
Yep. And this was out of a pool of 16 runners. These two are incredible runners. I've dropped their links. The bot's not working, but yeah, definitely give these two a follow. They're absolutely they're really good. Some of the best we've seen, best that this community has. Like I mentioned, this is going to be this is our second to last. This was our second to last daily before the new year begins. On New Year's Eve, we will be having spoiler open. So it'll be really quick.
It'll be really interesting to for whoever commentates and runs that. I will not be able to, as I do have a party to work.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be a fun time because the daily's always fun.
Yeah. I feel like with this will be really interesting to see what 2022 has for in store in terms of in terms of randomizer. Give me and Sheepy a follow. They're doing excellent. We tried our best.
Keeping up everything is a fun time.
Gingsy Girl is our Gingsy Girl and Forgotten Toupee were our trackers. Give them a follow as well. As far as the schedule is concerned, I think we're nearing this will actually be the last late into the night. We are actually having this will be the last of the RTA in Japan RTA in Japan charity events because we've been restreaming the whole entire week here on Speed Gaming 1. But following things up, we do have Super Mario Galaxy, any percent that's going to be happening on Speed Gaming 2, and I already mentioned the spoiler open, and also 5 p.m. It looks like it's just it says that it's a Link to the Past showcase, but I'm guessing it might just be I don't know what it is. All it says is just it's a Link to the Past showcase, but it does feature Cadeston, Udai Monistic, Leoria, and Jolteon. I believe it could be the archipelago thing. I don't know.
It could be quite a few things. It could be archipelago. It could be a randomizer. It could be a multi-world. It could be an online.
Probably, yeah. Who knows? But on Sunday we will also dailies will return and starting the new year with open. But we do also have the Open League finals going on that Sunday as well. But no channels have been assigned to it yet. But feel free to follow the Speed Gaming channels, Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6, the multilingual channels. I'll drop the language command in there.
I believe it is Dutch, Portuguese,
Dutch, Espanol, French,
Spanish.
Dutch, Portuguese.
Anyway, I was like, I am missing one, and I was like,
Yeah.
Spanish, Portuguese, and Dutch are the three I always remember. It's French that goes out of the window. I don't know why French is the one I forget, and I think it's
I get you. Yeah,
despite the fact that the French community is really big on the OOT side.
Yeah. But other than that, hope you have a good New Year's Eve. And we'll see you back for the daily news. We'll see you on Sunday. See you tomorrow for that New Year's event, and then, of course, afterwards, or New Year's Eve event, and then afterwards, of course, we will have open again. But yeah, take it easy, everybody, and have a good night.
Bye, guys.